Welcome back to the Manc Entrepreneur YouTube channel, and in today's episode I want to talk to you about the most important shift that you're going to make to become an entrepreneur. Now I'm sure, if you're watching this channel, you've probably watched countless other videos on entrepreneurship and running an online business, and running a business in general, and everything else that goes along with it. But I want to talk to you about the mental shift that you have to go through in order to truly make the most of your opportunity to become an entrepreneur. You see, and this is something which, it's a journey which I'm sure every entrepreneur has been on, but it's the shift which counts the most. So I was certainly guilty of this, and you can sort of see evidence of it going on behind me. It's the shift from being a consumer to a creator. Obviously, when you start on your journey to whatever it is that you want to do in life, you consume content, you read books, you join courses, you go to talks and conferences, and you download white papers and ebooks, and you join webinars and podcasts, and you basically consume as much information as you possibly can to try and to gain as much information as you can and to learn about whatever it is that you are wanting to learn about. And the biggest shift comes from turning from being a consumer into being a creator. And not only that shift, and that doesn't mean just starting making your own content, it means being that shift is when you start creating more than you are consuming. That is the shift. And it's the basic way that I can put this down on paper is it's the shift from being a thinker into a doer. Ultimately, as an entrepreneur running a business, your value, your income is going to come from the value that you create for other people. It's not going to come from what you know up here. You have to share that content. You have to give that value in order to make money, in order for people to buy into either you or whatever it is that you're selling or producing. Now that shift comes about purely, you have to create. You have to. Now, as you can see behind me, The 4-Hour Work Week was one of the most influential books that I've ever read. We've been through this in another video. In fact, link up here to my top entrepreneurial books that I've read, but 4-Hour Work Week is in there. Got Gary Vaynerchuk as well. Make Me Think, Web Usability. This was one of the first ones I've run by Dan Wilson. I'm actually friends with Dan Wilson now, which is very cool. Make Serious Money on eBay. That was all about the e-commerce journey. Again, Dan used to work with eBay. Your Marketing Sucks, and there's a whole host of other ones behind the whiteboard. So that's just like a few, but the concept is the same. That you have to go on that journey. You have to consume content. You have to read. You have to read blogs. You have to get involved with discussions. But you're never gonna be entrepreneur if you are a consumer. You are your audience, if that makes sense. That's not how it has to be. You have to evolve into that next level. You have to create the content, share your knowledge and experience. Now, you might be watching this right now. My biggest urge to you is to just start with something. Just commit to something. Again, there's so much content out there. You could blog, you could write written content, you could write an ebook, you can write, you can emails. If you have an email list, you can send out emails to people. Social network, you build a social audience and create content on there. You can do videos. Videos are fantastic because you actually get to see me. I get to talk directly to you, and it feels like a much more personal conversation. However, not everybody's comfortable hearing what they sound like and seeing what they look like on video. I got over that years ago. I know I've got a face for radio, but we work with what we've got, unfortunately. And the thing is that you can start with an opinion. Don't let anyone tell you that your opinion is not valid. You can start with an opinion. You don't need to be the biggest, baddest arse in your industry to start sharing what you know. Your opinion is just as valid as anyone else's, as long as you have a reason for thinking it. And that is what an opinion is. You will have a reason for holding that opinion. Ultimately, people like people, and you need to start putting yourself out there and sharing your experience, your knowledge, and your opinions on things in order for people to get that interaction with you, to put yourself in that position to become a thought leader and be able to share that value and teach others who've not necessarily been on that journey that you have, who haven't learned what you have. That's ultimately what this YouTube channel is. And this YouTube channel is not for me to make money. We've covered this before. It's all about me sharing my journey, sharing my experience and my opinions and my knowledge with those who are not there yet. The sort of content that I wish I could consume when I was in my late teens, early 20s. I'm passionate about entrepreneurship and e-commerce, and that's what I try and portray in these videos. And that's me as an example. I want you to use me as an example. If you're like passionate about guitars and guitar music or pianos, create that content, share that journey, share something that you know about musical instruments. If you're obsessed with cars, which I am, but I know more about e-commerce and entrepreneurship. But I mean, if you're passionate about cars, then talk about cars and go, if you involve something that you're passionate about, you will always win, and people will always find you interesting to talk to. They'll always value your opinions, and people will have different opinions to you, and they may challenge you on it, but don't be scared of that. Some people hold back because they think that they're going to get caught out. It's almost like imposter syndrome, where you feel like if you share your experience, someone's going to immediately pop up and go, no, you're wrong. That's not going to happen. And even if someone did, I've had people with different opinions. Again, the UBI one, where I talk about universal basic income, that is a big divisive topic right now, where some people think it's a great idea and some people think it's a terrible idea. Nobody's right or wrong, it's an opinion. So don't be scared of putting yourself out there and saying, I think this, because your opinion is just as valid as anyone else's. And as long as you have your reasons for believing that, you can't go wrong. Teach. You're basically becoming a teacher. You're basically sharing your knowledge with others who are interested in what you're talking about. And if you can teach others what you're passionate about, then they'll keep coming back. And that's where the value is. That's where you can then create an online business around sharing content or producing a product which people are going to buy into because they believe in you. They know that you know what you're talking about. And how do you start? You might think that this shift from being a consumer to a creator, from a thinker to a doer, is a very long journey to get started on. No. The only thing that's stopping you right now is your own self-belief and your own dedication. So the perfect example is these YouTube videos. I create new content every single weekday, 5 days a week. And again, in the other business, in the main business that I run, we create content. We create blog posts, multiple times a week. There's podcasts, there's webinars every week. There's so much content because we're just putting it out there, trying to give value to people who need it. So how do you get started watching this? All you need to do is open up if you have a Google Calendar or you have a paper calendar, open it up and block out a period of time every single day where you are going to do nothing else but create content on whatever chosen platform it is, whether it be YouTube videos, whether it be social media, whether it be a blog, whether it be your own website, whatever it is. You're going to dedicate an hour, 2 hours, whatever it may be, every single day, but pick something that you can stick to and do that. Set yourself a challenge. Start with 90 days. 3 months. Trust me, it absolutely flies by. Me and Matt were only saying the other day how quickly the last 3 months have gone. 90 days is a great one to get started with, and it's also a great one because it's a realistic enough chance that you can stick to it, but it's also within the realms where you create a habit. And after those 90 days, I guarantee you'll want to carry on for another 90 days. And then it's 6 months, and then you want to do a year. And then you get into this habit of creating content, sharing value, building a network, building an audience of people who believe what you have to say. So with that said, I've told you why you should do it. I've now told you how you should do it. The next bit is on you. Go and do it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have any questions. And if you want me to personally hold you accountable, let me know where I can follow you. Link me to a blog, link me to a video, link me to a YouTube channel, whatever it is. And I'll personally hold you accountable. I can't do anything more. The rest is on you. With that said, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Hopefully it's motivated you to go and create, to make that shift, to start putting yourself out there as a creator, as a thought leader, as a producer. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you, as always, in tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching.